Joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, to break this down. Khalif, we had seen errors in the cases against Comey and Letitia James before this, but did you expect this to come down saying, well, you know what, they didn't even point her properly, so everything she's done is thrown out?
Absolutely. I said it, so I don't have to look at a magic ball. I said when this case came down, I apologize. When she was appointed, I thought her appointment was problematic. We got to go back. President Trump appointed Eric Siebert to the seat. Then at some point, as President Trump tends to do, you're fired. He fired him, didn't want him in the position. Attempts to, and what's key about that is he hadn't been nominated, I should say, confirmed by Congress at that moment. So because he hadn't been nominated, the president only has authority to appoint someone for 120 days. 120 days was extended by the judges that then at that point take over, but then Trump fires him. So this is where it got murky, and I think the case law was against President Trump. He has that point appoints her, Halligan, to the seat after the 20-day rule, 120-day rule. A group and a panel of judges should have appointed a person to fill that seat, and they didn't because it was problematic. From the very infancy, it would be comparable to in the criminal case of Fruit of the Poisonous Tree. You don't have a search warrant. You shouldn't have got in the house to go to see those documents, so then you grab them. The court's going to toss out everything else. That's the analogy that the judge made in this case, and they said, look, you can still bring this back. Someone from your office that's properly appointed can go after these folks again, but then we go back to point two, which is these cases already lacked a lot of muster and had a number of deficiencies in them from the infancy as well.
We heard from White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt that DOJ would appeal. We know there's a statute of limitations issue with James Comey already at the 5-year mark or even past that. So are they out of the woods, or is this the end of both cases?
It depends on who they is. If you're saying James and Comey, then I don't know if they're out of the woods. I think Comey is pretty close. He's probably 99.9%. That statute of limitations is there for a reason. You got to file it, get it in, and make sure it's done. That's why President Trump was pushing someone to do it. And if you go back even further, that's why Siebert lost his job. President Trump wanted him to bring charges against Comey. This is a career prosecutor that said, hey, Mr. President, I'm loyal, I respect you, but I'm going to decline because the facts aren't there. You're fired. I'll put someone in there that will do it. And they needed that to get done timely. So you can't roll back the clock. You've missed the deadline. This case has been tossed. I don't think they're going to be able to bring another one. And the judge talked about that. He talked about in the Comey case how now you are dealing with the statute of limitations that has passed. Clock can't be rolled back.
Do you think this is the cleanest outcome for the Justice Department in this if the cases were shaky?
I mean, it's a loss. I mean, so no one wants a loss, but it's not a loss at trial. So, I mean, I guess, as they said, they're out of their own mouth, it was dismissed on a technicality, but it's not a technicality. This is the law, and we have to be clear. We can't say on the one hand, I'm going to charge you because you violated the law, whatever the violations are. And we know for James, it's the mortgage fraud. For Comey, there is the testimony. So you're saying they violated the law. Well, the same law that you're looking at to say and bring these charges is the same law that you have to abide by when attempting to bring them. Make sure that you're in front of an actual full grand jury. Make sure that you're appointed properly. Make sure the documentation isn't a scrivener's error, but multiple errors. Those are the types of things when you're bringing a claim, talking about the meat and the weight of the evidence, it's not there. And so make sure you have your case together. So, yeah, it's a win-ish.
Right. Khalif, real quick, I do want to bring this up. For people saying this is partisan politics in terms of them focusing on how she was not really confirmed, but put into that position. Is that partisan politics, or is this following the rule of law?
Absolutely zero part about this is partisan. There's nothing in the statute that says you have 120 days if you're a Democrat and 140 days if you're a Republican. It's 120 days. So you have to have smart people in the room saying, how do we get this person confirmed by Congress? How do we ensure? And that's picking the right person originally. President Trump picked the person that he thought would just lay down and do what he wanted. So, Eric said, no, I'm going to follow the law. The law says that as an attorney, I have an obligation to zealously represent my client, which is the government. But also, if the facts aren't there, I don't want to be maliciously bringing cases against folks if there's no facts. And that's what he told him. That pushback was problematic. So nothing political about this. This is a by the book down the middle. It's just unfortunate that folks thought that they would be able to say, we can slide this one under the radar when everyone that saw her appointment recognized that it was deficiencies.
All right, Khalif, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.